Get ready for your daily dose of WordPress and web development tips, tricks, and insights to help you find success with WordPress. You're listening to WP the Podcast with your hosts, David Blackman and Tim Streifler.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of WP the Podcast, brought to you by WP Gears. I'm David Blackman.
And I'm Tim Streifler.
Today we're going to talk about whether or not you should put those pesky pop-ups on your website. I'm just being funny. Pop-ups aren't pesky. They can be very, very a valuable tool in your toolkit for marketing your services, your products on your website. But I will say this with one caveat. They need to be done, they need to have a purpose, and they need to be done sparingly, not, in your face all the time. Buy. So Tim has a favorite saying. I'm going to let him go ahead and say it.
Yeah, people love to buy, but they hate being sold to. And so just because you're using a pop-up where people say they're effective doesn't mean that you can, as David mentioned, just have it right in their face all the time. You want to be shoving stuff down people's throats. But yeah, pop-ups, I mean, you've probably heard it from a lot of different marketing experts that they're highly effective even today. But yeah, again, you got to do it the right way. And another thing I do want to say is, because people have strong feelings about pop-ups and they'll say, oh, I hate pop-ups. I'll never put pop-ups on websites that I build. I see it all the time. People mention these things. But here's the thing. You are not the same as the people visiting the websites that you build. For people that are in the industry that are visiting a lot of websites looking for inspiration, pop-ups you can see as annoying because you're looking at it through a different lens as someone that's just visiting a website. And so the data doesn't lie. If the data says that pop-ups are effective, then pop-ups are effective. But obviously you have to kind of look at what your audience is, who your audience is, and get the data for yourself. Yes, overall pop-ups are effective when used correctly, but maybe they won't be for your audience. And so the only way to really know is to test and look at the data and make sure that you're building it correctly and you're not trying to shove paid products down their throats. Give them something enticing that they want to opt in for or whatever. And one other thing too that I want to mention is a lot of times people will say, oh, pop-ups will hurt your search engine rankings. That is a false myth. That is not true at all. Kind of where that came from was a few years ago, Google said that they're going to start penalizing websites that had essentially pop-ups or interstitials that block the content on mobile. So, for example, when you're on Google and you search for something, you hit a website, and then all of a sudden, right when you land on the page, there's a pop-up or like a content locker or a welcome mat. They have all these different names that blocks the content, and it's frustrating because you're on mobile, and so the experience is slightly less than if you were on desktop. And it can be frustrating, make you cause you to hit the back button. That was kind of what Google was trying to avoid. But if you have a pop-up on your website, it's not going to hurt your search engine rankings. Even if you have a pop-up on mobile, just don't have it block the content to where they can't get around it easily. And then to be safe, I probably would recommend not adding a pop-up on mobile that triggers right when they land on it. I probably wouldn't recommend having a pop-up trigger right when they land on the site anyways, but especially on mobile, just so you can remove all doubt that you're not going to get penalized. But a lot of SEO experts have said that they've tested this and they've seen no penalties for using pop-ups on mobile. And so rest assured that you're safe.
And I just want to give a shout out. Tim it's probably his flagship product. If you are a Divi theme user, the number one WordPress theme in the world, you know that Tim and I are huge Divi guys. We have lots of products centered around the Divi theme from Elegant Themes. Tim has a great product, Divi Overlays. It is a awesome pop-up management tool. I mean, it has some insane triggers in it that allow you to do some pretty complex settings with conditional logic and stuff. And it's just a great marketing tool, in my opinion. So if you have a need for something like Divi Overlays, check it out. He's got some great videos and lots of support documentation to show you whether or not this might be a good tool for you. And Tim, I just pitched your product for you, and we weren't even expecting to do that. If you want to add something else about it, feel free.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Divi Overlays is meant for Divi. If you're not using Divi, there are other great solutions out there. For example, ConvertKit Pro is by Brainstorm Force, is a great pop-up solution out there. Of course, Divi Overlays lets you use the power of Divi to build the pop-ups, which is why I like it, why I built it, I should say. But yeah, pop-ups are awesome when used correctly. Do them tastefully, and you'll see results.
Tomorrow, we've got another great topic on WP the Podcast. Tim, until tomorrow, we'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye.
We've come to the end of today's episode of WP the Podcast. Join us tomorrow for more daily tips and strategies designed to help you run your WordPress business towards success. Remember to subscribe to WP the Podcast so you can stay up to date with each episode. And don't forget to rate and review us. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on WP the Podcast.